Hello, 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 everyone. How are we doing on this beautiful Friday? At least where I am, it was beautiful today outside. Let me make sure all my windows are where I want them. I think the music should be working. It says on OBS it's working. And I've muted the wheel today. I've reopened the wheel in a new window and I've muted it because it has come to my attention that it was loud last time. And I'm going to do the smart thing of when I'm done spinning the wheel and I'm drawing, I can hide the wheel. So I'm getting better at this whole stream thing, I swear. Taking suggestions for what to add or remove from the wheel. I just put a couple options on here to get started in case it was just me talking to myself and I could just draw whatever. Oh, the Chicago Pope, yeah. Covenation Pope. It's beautiful today. Glad to hear it. Hold on, I want to test something. If I mute my end, I think that shouldn't affect... Okay. That should still have the background music going. Yeah, it was beautiful out today here in Chicago. Went for a nice walk. Has a little break in the middle of the day. Alright. What do I have on the wheel already? I have just the first few things that popped into my head. So, butterfly, swordfish, owl, rabbit, cat, panda, turtle, otter. So we have a few options, but taking suggestions from the chat as to what to add. If I don't hear a bunch of stuff in the next second or so while I sip my water, I'll just spin the wheel and work with what I got and do a warm-up sketch. I have drawn a little bit today, but... I've done a little bit of client work earlier today. So I have loosened up a little bit. I'll do one spin just to make sure the wheel isn't making noise. Oh, spotted skunk, moth. Okay. I definitely have cat on there. How we all doing? Let's do spotted skunk, moth, whale, snake, crab. Alright. Whale, snake, crab. I'll add a couple more. I want them to be semi-readable when the wheel's spinning, but I guess it doesn't matter. If there's like 800 options on there, it'll still pop up with what it is, so all good. I'm gonna do one spin just to... Ooh, I want one more thing on there just so they don't have the green touching the green. So I'm gonna put, let's see if there's anything else. Crab. Did I add crab? Okay. Crab. What else could I put? I already did octopus. Gecko. That's a good one. I just didn't like the two of the same color touching each other. Picky like that. Mr. Krabs. Alright, let's spin, make sure it doesn't make noise. I don't think it's making noise. Beautiful. What do we get? Owl. Plus. Okay. Done. Plus. Oh, I thought we were gonna get spotted skunk. Owl panda. Okay. Kind of like an owl bear, but more panda-y. All right. Ooh, kangaroo, squirrel. Okay, yeah. Let me add kangaroo, squirrel. I'll add a couple more options as we go through the evening. A wolf. Oh, that's a good one too. Wolf. Lion. I think I have lion on there already. Do I? No. I imagined I had lion on there. Okay, this is a good assortment for now. I think maybe I will get rid of panda because that's so specific. But owl, I think, could be combined with other things and be interesting. Ooh, and then we have that issue of the... one more. Let me think. Shouldn't say be chubby. Clownfish. I don't know. I just wanted something else. Alright, let me Google both owl bears and, like, actual owls. Pig is a good one, too. Okay, maybe a panda owl bear. Or... Let me draw a panda, and then we'll figure it out from there. I kind of want to do like a panda like rolling around when they grab their little feet and kind of roll like a ball. I think that's really cute. So some kind of silly pose like that. Oh, that's a cute pose. A Shutterstock. Oh, I love this photo. Okay. I'm gonna use that as reference. Bat, pig. Okay. Yeah. Bat, pig. Great options. And then for now, oh, I scrolled down and it messed up the alignment of everything. Okay. We're gonna hide the wheel for now because we've spun it. I'm gonna quickly sketch out our warm-up sketch of the evening. Owl panda. I have this adorable photo of a panda kind of flopped over rolling. And then I'm gonna make it more owl-like. You'll see. Oops. Have it eating bamboo. Oh, that'd be cute. I'll do this on a new layer. Get a rough idea of the panda. And then we'll figure out what to make more owl-like. Perhaps a beak, you know. We'll just leave it really vague for now. Get an idea of the pose I like. Because I really like this very silly, flopped over. It's like a baby panda. His little tushy's in the air. And he's got his little feeties up. Like so. I think this is very cute. His feet kind of like that. And I'm going to really simplify what the paws look like. I think this is cute. But how do we owlify this? I guess he could have wings coming off the back of him. He could have a beak. Could have ears like this. And then could have feathers on his chest like that. And I like that he looks a little confused too. Like has no idea what's going on. What kind of owl should it be though? Give it a beak, some talons, a southern draw, make the arms the wings. Yeah. So not even have a front arm, just have a wing. Like so. It's a really messy sketch here. Let's make the eraser a bit bigger. Well, I could have one. I guess it's kind of hidden behind here, but there could be another wing up in the air like that. Ooh, maybe I could, you know, it's my sketch. I can change the pose a bit. So if I have the head a little bit further away over here, I could have him kind of flopped over with a wing up in the air. Like so. I mean, it looks like he kind of just flopped over, you know? And a little bamboo in his mouth. Like so. Snow owl, Persian cat put together. Oh, I like snowy owl because that's black and white. That kind of goes with the whole panda thing. I think I might do snowy owl. Snowy owl. Could make the eyes, you know, for some of these I might do like a pop of a single bit of color because like I think the yellow eyes would be kind of cool. Now that I'm looking at these photos of snowy owls. We want to do black and white sketches just because, you know, saves time. Able to do more hybrids in one stream. But I like doing these little black feathers that snowy owls have. Peeking out. I think that's pretty cute. Make the legs claws maybe. I could. I feel like if I add claws, here's my thing, is I want it to be kind of a 50-50 split of panda and owl, and I feel like it'll be more 75 in favor of owl if I do claws on the feet. Maybe if I literally just have claws on the paws, but I think replacing the whole leg with a bird foot might be too much. Maybe talons on the toes? Good compromise, perhaps? Unless that's what you meant, in which case, it's a good idea. I support it. Where did my OBS go? Right here. Beautiful. Because I think that right where it's at now is basically a 50-50 split of panda and owl. I think this is a good in-between. And then what was I looking at with the owl eyes? I just wanted to make all of this part's going to be orangey yellow to really stand out. Then I want to look up bamboo really quickly. I think I know what it looks like without having to look it up, but you can never be too sure. Bamboo stick. Just a little piece. Yeah, it's basically just a cylinder with a couple segments that bump out like so. Pretty simple. Let me take a look. Hootie, they're an angel. Thank you. Where did the snowy owls go that I was looking at? Back. Now, snowy owl beaks are kind of tucked away under all the feathers. They're kind of thin. So I'm going to thin out this beak a smidge. I still want it to be kind of cute and chubby, and then put a big tuft of feathers on top. I think that's about right. And then have those black and white, or those black feathers rather, on this part of the wing. What did I see a post about the Pope is like, this is the first Pope who's ever saved money at Menards. Big money at Menards. Which, if you're not from the Midwestern United States, there is a chain of home stores called Menards, and they have a jingle that's like, save big money at Menards. So the new Pope would have heard that growing up in Chicago. Draw a bear from Bear in the Big Blue House. You know, I think that might be on my list of... I have an ongoing list of suggestions. Let me see. How do I expand this list? I might actually have that on there, but regardless, point is I'm going to add Bear in the Big Blue House to my list of like ongoing suggestions. And I'm going to start doing more of those next week. This week I'm doing what I did last week, which is these animal hybrids. So I won't be taking specific requests like that this week, but needs a tail. Oh, good point. Panda tail. Let me look up. Oh yeah, he just has a little bump. So we'll put just a little fuzzy bump right there. We could do owl tail feathers too, but I think for added cuteness, it should be just a round, squishy little panda tail. And I think that's a good enough starting point for a very rough sketch. I'm kind of going to have a feather flying off here, just for a little added movement. See, flopped over. Thump. Owls are basically just flying cats, yeah. Alright. Let me quickly do a cleaned up version of this one, and then we'll come up with a name for him too. What was Hootie? Hootie for a first name? It could be Hootie and the Blowfish as the full name. Like the band. Or we could think of something else. I don't name them, you guys name them. Do a back paw. Hootie Featherlings. It's a very sophisticated name for such a unsophisticated, klutzy little fella here. Or it could be this could be a girl bear too. That was my thing last week, is all the animals I resorted to the default of them all being boy animals, so we'll do some girls today as well. I'm used to saying, what a cute little guy. So they all end up being cute little guys. Well, I guess the eyelid doesn't matter because this is all going to be black around the eye. Huda. Huda, hootie. A little bit of fluffy owl feathers. Ness. Let's make Hootie a girl. Yeah, we could. And there's, I mean, we can just say it's a girl. We don't have to add big eyelashes like a cartoon, right? She is the moment. She's an icon. An angel. Yeah, you got that right. I mean, her name could just be Angel, too. A little bit of a bump out. Fluffy owl head. Plops. She is style and grace. She absolutely is style and grace. She has all the style and grace of Mudang. We're just making the D&D owlbear. if they're this klutzy and cute in D&D, then I'll play a game where I'm just I have an owlbear sanctuary where they just all roll around in a big ball and eat bamboo. That's the character I'll play in D&D. Level 10 halfling owlbear rancher. That's what I'm playing. And I think I want more dramatic movement lines, like it's a real plop. It's a real thud. There's some weight to this little baby. Owlbear vicious. Well, this one's nice. The ones I help raise would be nice ones in my story. This is how much I know about D&D. I've only played like a homebrew campaign, so I don't actually know anything about like quote unquote real D&D. Like I understand the gist of things, but I couldn't tell you anything about the actual like enemies in D&D or any of that. I know about all the ones that were made up for the campaign I played years ago, but just all different versions of bears and owls. What, in the owl bear sanctuary? Like there'd be a grizzly bear one, a panda bear one, and so on. Hootie Huda featherlings. Must be Bella's. I think that's enough of the black feathers. I don't want too many or too much minor detail. I think that's enough. And then we'll add the belly. Nice and round and cute. Make that fluffy coming down here to the tail. We'll make that tail simple and fluffy and cute as well. And that'll be colored in black but dark gray in a layer underneath. There, I think that's pretty good. And we're gonna get rid of this layer and get rid of that layer. Didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that either. There we go. Halfling rancher with a owlbear cowboy army. Yeah, I'd play that. Aw, a dog and a fox hybrid would be cute. It would be cute to do like the Fox and the Hound style dog and fox as one creature. That's cute. A hound dog and a fox. Yes, we'll add the name. That'll be the finishing touch. Is like signing the piece, but with the character's name instead of mine. Hootie Featherlings. It's quite a sophisticated name. A little tail here. Then I'll do the paw pads a little bit darker as well in a second. And then I'll do yellow eyes. I think one pop of color will be allowed on each hybrid. We'll make it a little bit more fun and interesting without having to sit and color all of them, so we can get through quite a few as we have been doing the last couple streams. Hootie Huda Featherlings, actually. Okay. Huda can be like the nickname, like when you put it in quotation marks. You know, when you introduce a character in a movie and it's got their nickname in quotation marks in the middle. Ooh, maybe even darker, more orange than that. And I kind of want to make this gray darker. Like, yeah, there we go. That's more like it. And then we'll do pitch black for the paw pads so they stand out. Have I ever played the game Celeste? No, I have not. I've heard it's great, I just have never played it. Alright. And then Hootie. Huda. Featherlings. Center that, make it a little smaller. Beautiful. What do we think, everyone? For the first one of the night? Yeah, we're all too busy with the game of life. I say that as I sat and I played a whole quick game of Civ yesterday just because I felt like it. Civ 6. I'm getting better at the culture victories. My goal is to get a culture victory with every Civ. I've been playing on Warlord to get the hang of it, but I'll get to Prince eventually. She is the moment. Oh, one more thing I need to add. Eye highlight. Really bring her to life. There we go. Cutie. That's the first one of the evening. And yes, I do have two different beverages, a water and a Diet Coke. Alright, let me make sure she is nice and big on the screen for you guys. As I pull up the wheel again, make sure it's visible. Here's the wheel. Alright, any other animal additions anybody wants to add to the wheel before I give her a spin for round 2? Let me know in the chat. Gives me an excuse to have another sip of Coke. Alright, I'm going to spin it once. If anybody has any suggestions, I'll throw them in for the second spin or for the next round. So let's give her a spin, and let's see what we get. I think bat was added. Yeah, pig and bat were added. Alright, we have swordfish. It says chat disconnected. Successfully connected. Okay, good. Alright, I don't think I lost anyone, did I? Okay, swordfish. Let's group these all on one layer here. And hide it for now. Swordfish. Plus... Ooh, raptor, deer. Okay. Okay, okay. Raptor, deer. Okay. Let's do the second spin. We can't get swordfish twice. That's just a swordfish. The head of a swordfish and the tail of a swordfish. We're gonna hide swordfish from the wheel. Swordfish is no more. I should do that with everyone that comes up so we don't get dupes, but that's I'm gonna override the wheel because swordfish and clownfish is like that's too similar of a thing. I don't think that's a very interesting hybrid. I'm gonna let the chat decide though. Do I do a swordfish clownfish hybrid or should I spin the wheel again? Because to me that seems a little lame and underwhelming, but I'm gonna let y'all decide. The wheel is bent on me getting fish. It's fine, swordfish, clownfish. I'll get a couple more opinions in. Because to me that seems like I was hoping to get like swordfish and lion or some two crazy things. Spin again. Spin again. Yes, no. Y'all gonna have to... I think I've asked multiple questions. Spin again. Okay. Yeah. Done. We're not gonna hide clownfish. We might spin clownfish again with something else more interesting. Crab swordfish. That's a little more interesting. That's tougher. This is gonna be the tough one, I feel like. Swordfish and crab. Okay. This one's gonna be tricky. Now we could do... Let me just... Types of crab. There's like the really big ones, like a snow crab. There's little cutesy ones. What would be interesting to combine with a swordfish? A fiddler crab with the big giant meaty claw in the front. I think that might be fun. Let's look up a fiddler crab. Yeah, definitely use a crab as the base and then swordfish it up. I think that's a good idea. I like the fiddler crab with the giant claw. I think that's funny. Because this beast is going to be ridiculous. It's going to have a giant pointy nose. And it's going to have a giant meaty claw. So it's going to be a little silly, but that's what we're signing up for here, right? With the hybrids. Alright, just making some shapes. Figure it out. He's got a big meaty claw in the front. Like that. And then if he's gonna have a giant swordfish nose like this. What do you think about... Would he have little stalk eyes? Because the crab has little stalk eyes like this. And they're just kind of silly and beady. Or he could have like cartoony, kind of angry, determined eyes. He or she, whatever. And then a, you know, like grin like that. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the body. Let's see. Let me think. Oh, and let me hide the wheel also. We don't need to see crab with the confetti on a loop. Make his eyes like Mr. Krabs. Oh, that's a good call. Let me look up Mr. Krabs. Maybe we do an anthropomorphic Mr. Krabs style crab with a big claw, and then he's got a giant... Because Mr. Krabs has a little nose that's pointy. That's not a terrible idea. We're just going to move this vague idea up here. Okay. If we do the eyes like Mr. Krabs. Not fully anthropomorphic, but like upright to a point, and then maybe the body has like the tailfish, or the swordfish tail, which I don't know how that looks. I'm just putting generic fish tail shape here. Fish tail, maybe like Mr. Krabs. Okay. Then flip this. I want a more interesting pose, especially if he's got like a big meaty claw in the front. And then Fiddler Crabs is the other claw. Teeny tiny. I think so. Fiddler Crab. Yeah, it's just like one little dinky claw on the front, it looks like. Which is very silly, but... One little itty bitty claw. And one big one, and then... Got a giant swordfish nose. Madam Claws. Let me look up swordfish tail in a second, because I know they have a big old fin on the top. I forget what the exact shape is, but it's something big like that. And then maybe something more graceful. If my art style was used for an animated show, that'd be awesome. I haven't done animation, like actual animation, in a long time, like since college. It's very time consuming and I'm not great at it because I haven't put a lot of time into it. But that would be awesome if my art style was kind of the art direction for an animated show. That would be fantastic. I'd love to be a part of that. Especially because really I took inspiration from so many other animated things, obviously Disney movies and like Tiny Toons Adventures, which is why I usually draw my eyes kind of tall. I think it's like ripped off from Tiny Toons versus like more round eyes. I feel like my eyes are pretty tall because of Tiny Toons inspiration. Let me go look up swordfish while I'm sitting here rambling. Swordfish. Little crab legs. Yeah, I think some crab legs are in order. Just figuring out where to put them and what to do with this swordfish body shape. And they have cool stripes on the back too. Yeah, I think little crab leggies are in order. So maybe one right here. We'll make them real simple. Like Mr. Krabs level simple. Something silly like that. Oh, and maybe she can wave high with the little claw. I like the idea of the big claw not being the one that waves high, but the little dinky one. It's like the friendly claw. It's a little silly, but open the claw up a little bit. Really big pointy nose. This is a very silly one. She can put up a fight. She's the best knight in the Ocean Kingdom. Yeah, she doesn't even need a sword. She's already got her nose. This is a very silly one. This is just straight up a cartoon character. Give her a nice big smile. This is like a rejected SpongeBob character, folks. The big meaty fiddler crab claw up front. And then tailfish tail, or swordfish. I don't know why I keep saying tailfish. Swordfish tail. Something like this. Madam Claus for a reason. Alright, that's a very, very, very messy tail sketch, but it gives me an idea. And then there's also a little fin that's kind of rectangular shaped off the back here, it looks like. And then another one of these kind of pointier ones. I wish I knew the technical names of things. Like parts on animals. I'm just like, this fin here, and like, I know there's a dorsal fin. Beginning and end of my fin name knowledge. Yeah, I can't believe how long SpongeBob's been around for, too. It's been forever. I did see they did one episode, or I saw clips on Twitter or whatever. They did one episode recently that was in the style of like the old school ones, and I thought that was kind of a cool homage to the first like 2-3 seasons. Seemed like a cute episode. I'm an old person, so I like all the old SpongeBob better than the new stuff, but I'm also 35 years old, so I'm not the target audience anymore. Alright, this is a silly character, but I don't think a bad attempt at a hybrid. It is technically a crab and a swordfish. Ooh, we're missing some of the cool stripes on the back. We'll do this blue body here. We'll put a couple stripes in here. Alright, this is a messy sketch, but we're gonna clean this up. We're gonna quickly and swiftly move on to the next. Yeah, well, what would have happened is it would have just been like a weird little crab with beady eyes and then a giant nose. And then I would have just been sitting here like, I don't know what to do, guys, with a fin on it and some little legs. That's the other character. There we go for that sketch. Clean it up. But yes, the Mr. Krabs eye idea is good. Very good idea. This is why I need the chat. Do the hybrids in a cartoon style. If it calls for it. If it's something where it's just gonna look weird and not in a fun, cute way, like this, I think this was a good time to bust out a silly cartoon character instead of something a little bit more believable. Though they've all been pretty cartoony. I'm definitely not going for like anatomically correct concept art, creature art kind of thing. It's all in good fun. Because a real creature artist would understand how like the bones fit together and oh, a dorsal fin wouldn't go here because this. I don't put that much thought into it. I'm just like, well, that looks cute. Somebody with a little bit more in-depth knowledge of animals would do some more realistic and lifelike things, I'm sure. Yeah, Salami could have benefited from that. Yeah, if we get another upsetting combo like Salami. Though I conspicuously do not have Slug on the wheel. So I don't think there's going to be super upsetting combos of things. Crab is like the hardest, I think, of all of them. Crabs are silly and can be made cute and simplified, but they also have a lot of moving parts, the claws and the little feet. So they can be pretty tricky. Whereas a lot of stuff like cat, you can kind of simplify it to like cute fluffy ears, tail, etc. I'll even do a little sparkle on the nose, like it's shiny like a sword. Exposing artist animal hybrids with facts and logic, exactly. Could do Salami Fixer do her justice. Yeah, maybe at the tail end of the stream I'll do a quick cartoony Salami redo. She deserved better. Salami is a girl. Yeah, I think we'll say Salami is a girl. I just went with it without even thinking about it, so I think that solves it, you know. I didn't object to Salami being called a girl. This character, because it's so cartoony, I added the little eyelashes, but really, unless it's an animal where you can very easily tell the difference with like a lion's mane or whatnot, don't necessarily have to add eyelashes. We can just say it's a girl if it's a more realistic animal. Salami's a girl now, yeah. Do the tail like this. Put a couple segments in it. Like that. We didn't do her justice. Salami is whatever you want Salami to be, but Salami deserves better. Salami doesn't deserve to look like that. Salami can get a makeover at some point. You like the eyelashes? Need a little something on the eyes? Yeah, just a little touch of something, something. Yeah, there has to be a cuter, less horrifying way to do a slug llama hybrid. And we'll do some stripes, some little crab leggies. Having a teacher in college, only to find out later they're also a YouTuber. Yeah. Let's fix her at the end of the stream. Yeah, she can be the grand finale. Is this claw about the same height as this one? No. That's good enough. Slugs don't have gender, maybe. Yeah, salami can just be salami. Salami is just salami. Yes, like I said, salami is whatever you want salami to be. But I think we can all agree salami was done dirty and needs a makeover. Alright. And then what do I want to do for the coloring, the grayscale coloring? And then maybe a highlight of yellow for the stripe down the side. Be kind of fun. Alright, we'll do a little bit closer to real coloring. I'm just going to use 2 colors. Where it's like a dark blue for our gray. I'll have this extend to this part of the claw. Maybe the big meaty part. No, I'll just leave this part. That way you can still see. Even though, no, this would be all one color, and then I gotta fix this line actually. Because this would be like this. Or something similar. What kind of cartoon would fit salami? Aw, like Gary from SpongeBob. Aw. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We'll do the crab feet can be blue as well. Up through the nose. Erase that little bit that got in the eye in a second. Fill that in. We'll do it like this for the color. The small part of the claw not in blue. So I think that's kind of interesting looking. With Gary's eyes. Yeah, that'd be cute. Erase that. Erase this little bit that got an eye earlier. Erase this. Or draw this, rather. There we go. Madame Claus is this girl's name. Yes, it is. And then I'm going to do a quick stripe of yellow, just for fun. Just down the body. And then I'll fix up the edge with blue. Like that. And then these stripes I'm going to just erase. So they'll be like white when I'll change the background color to white at the end as well. I just have it gray because I didn't want that scary campfire stories lighting on my face. Then we can erase the sketch layer. And then sign it. Madam claws. Fun fact, most crabs are decapods, 10 legs, though some have 8. Interesting. Well, this one has 4 legs, but it's also half swordfish, so it's okay if it has less legs. I think that's fine. Having a teacher only find out they're also a YouTuber. Yeah. That would be crazy. I've heard of that, of kids finding out their teachers are on TikTok or whatever. Alright. Madam Claus. That is our second hybrid of the evening. Let's merge down all these layers into one. What a beauty. Oh, though I do want to fix this, because this bit of the body is like missing. So we'll just sketch that in really quick. And fix it up. There, that's not too bad. Madam Claus. How do we like her? Alright, I will put the wheel back up and we will spin for a new hybrid combination. Let me know if you have any other animals you'd like to see in the mix on the wheel, and I'll add them in. Make sure to fix Salami. You know, I will write a note to pin at the top of the whole thing. Fix Salami. And I'll write Gary inspired, so I don't forget that either. Star. And that'll be on top of everything at the top while I draw. Deer. Did I add deer? Hold on. Done. I did add deer. Let me put the wheel back up so you can see. Can I make it a little bit bigger? There we go. Well, since I'm going to hide it after I spin it, I guess I can make it as big as I like. So we'll make it big enough for y'all to read. I think that's good. Okay. Spin, 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 spin. Let's see what we get. Whale. This wheel is really on the water-based creatures today. Whale plus... I'm thinking a beluga whale would be cute. Whale plus... we getting spotted skunk? Turtle. We're getting all aquatic lately. Whale and turtle is a cute combo, though. Especially beluga whale and turtle. I think that's going to be good. Let me hide. Wrong window. I think that was my music. Okay. I think I got it now. Alright, wheel is hidden. So let me Google beluga whale. Even a baby beluga turtle, I think would be cute. What a cute little marshmallow head they have. Oh, I really like their smile from that angle. Should this one be more cartoonish? I think so. I think there's a good way to simplify. So like this photo I'm looking at of this beluga, it's got a big squishy head with a snout right here, and there's one beady eye over here, and there's one beady eye over here, and the smile is like this. And maybe the eye is a little bit in a different position, but like that's basically what I'm looking at, is like this. And I think this is a great turtle head. Like, look at this smile. With the cute little snoot. I see the vision here. And there's just a little bit of padding around the eye, but otherwise it's like this smooth oval. Like, look at this thing. That's just a swimming marshmallow. A Wordle? Aw. Yeah, this one can be more cartoonish and silly. But just look at the head on this. Does this read as beluga whale, though? I think it's just because I'm looking at the photo, so to me I see the vision. I'm gonna hide it over here. I think I like the smile shape. I think I'm gonna keep this. I like the beady eyes and I like the smile shape. I think I can work with that. A Wordle. And then I think we'll do sea turtle for the turtle shell shape. Sea turtle. Because I like the spots on the flippers and all that stuff too. Egg. Yeah, they just look like a little egg. That head coming out of a turtle shell, done. What if we had an animal combined with an inanimate object like a crab and kitchen tongs or sea sponge and a kitchen sponge? That could be interesting. Might do that for a different stream. Let me do a new layer actually. You see beluga. Okay, I think there's a way to combine this. These two things. Alright, the sea turtle shell is kind of shaped like that. We're gonna simplify it though. Think cartoony. Like this. Perhaps? That's even too much detail. Make this guy look like a SpongeBob character? Yeah. Let me look up turtle SpongeBob. How did they simplify turtle shells? Theirs are much simpler. It's just like a few spots. There's just like the one turtle character that comes up when I look up SpongeBob turtle. A lot of SpongeBob today. Yeah, the wheel wants us to do underwater characters. And what better inspiration than a little SpongeBob. You love the blue the way it is. I want to make the head fit better on the turtle, but I want to take most of those ideas and adapt it. Don't like that shell shape anymore. Alright. Turtle. We're just going to simplify. What's the one in Finding Nemo look like? Is that even simpler, or is that... Finding Nemo turtle. Crush. I should know his name. Okay, I'm gonna literally just copy what I see as far as this crush shell shape. Because I like how they simplified it. It's like complicated because it's like 3D and realistic, but they have broken the shapes down a bit if you look at it. It's kind of like this. Something like that. I think that's okay. Have him stand on 2 legs. Bubbles the Wordle. And then have a neck come out, and then it's beluga egg shape head, right? With just these beady little eyes. Snout. Smile. Looks like I want it to flow into the shape of where the head goes. The neck, like that. And then for the flippers, we could do the spotted sea turtle ones up front, and then a beluga tail out the back. So it's like 50% sea turtle, 50% beluga. So we'll have the underside of the shell here. Yeah, tail at the end, yeah. You got the right idea. And beluga tail. And their tails go up and down because they have the spine that's like that instead of side to side. Mammals and whatnot. So let me look at their tail shape. Gotta make room for the tail because I want a nice, chunky, stumpy tail to carry on with that squishy look from the head. Think chunky and cute. So something like this. Should bubbles be really massive or really small? That's a great question. Because either is kind of cute. I mean, it would be kind of scary if it was the size of like a whale shark or something, but Maybe that would be cute too. I like the idea of a pocket-sized whale turtle. Sea turtles are fairly large for what they are, but they're not whale size. So maybe sea turtle size? Or just a teeny tiny little pocket beluga turtle. A turtle and a squirrel, that could be cute. I think both are on the wheel, so that is a possibility that could come up. This is tough though, because how do I have it go in the shell, you know? The tail? Because it's kind of just sticking out. I mean, this could all be beluga body and then it's just got a shell on its back. But that looks a little silly. So, yeah, he's stupid. I love him. Yeah, this creature has never had a thought in its entire life. We're gonna do the underside of the shell here. I don't think even sea turtles have necessarily the stripes on the bottom, but we're gonna rock with it. And then try to figure out how to make this tail look more like it's actually sticking out of the shell and not just glued onto the back, you know? So have it come out here. Have this be just a little bit bigger than the tail, so it looks like it's coming out of the opening. That's a little bit better. Empty head, empty thoughts. That's just Squirtle. Yeah, it is Squirtle coded. I'll make it even goofier looking. Have a couple bubbles come out. Oh yeah, Squirtle is a turtle and a squirrel. But there's other ways to do a squirrel-turtle hybrid that are not just Squirtle. There's other methods. Alright, let me look up spots on sea turtle fins real quick. I'm going to simplify this too. I just wanted an idea. This is a really rough sketch, but I see the vision here. And then did we decide a name yet for this character? Wordle was thrown out. We could do just Wordle. A fox and a wolf would be cute. Both of those are on the wheel, so it's a possibility as well. Bubbles. Bubbles are all that's on this guy's brain. A good fin shape. Deer and a fox could also come up. I think both are on the wheel as well. That'd be good. No Bubbles. Bubbles could be a middle name or a nickname, perhaps. They have Deer Fox in the show Hilda. Aw. His name is Bubbles. Pebble. Aw, Pebble's cute too. Bubbles is Madame Claw's prized pet. It could be Bubbles McPebble or something. Or it could be like, you know, when you have a pet and you just call them 100 different names that's not their real name. If he's a pet, then, you know, naturally he'd be called, you know, all sorts of things. What are some names you have for your pets that are not their real names? People call their pets all kinds of things. Like the animal's name might be Oreo, but they call it Stinky, Fluffy, Baby, you know. Pets can have hundreds of names. Bubble McPebble. It could be Bubbles and then AKA, and then it's a list of all the other silly names that Bubbles gets called. Pebble, Squeaky, etc., you know. Meatball, Fuzzball. Yeah, pets can have unlimited names. I think that's a good rule of thumb. Bubbles is the name that was on the when you adopt a pet on a website and they have a name like Meatball or whatever. That was the name, was Bubbles, but like a cat, you can just kind of call Bubbles anything. And it's fine. Yeah, we could put that Bubble. I'll put in parentheses Madame Claw's pet, so we know the lore. There we go. And then I think the right accent color would be like a greenish teal for this. Swordfish and a narwhal. I think narwhal's not on the wheel. Let me add narwhal just because we don't need too many more aquatic ideas on the wheel, but one more can't hurt. Alright, I'm gonna put... I will add a little bit of color in a second here, but I just want to put before I forget. Bubbles. AKA, what is it? Pebble. I'm gonna put Squeaky. Marshmallow. Those are the names I would be calling this thing if I had it as a pet. And I'll put in parentheses down here, Madame Claus's pet. I'm just gonna put pet of Madame Claus because I don't remember how to do the possessive, and it looks funny to me to do the clauses. Pet of Madame Claus. I'm usually good about that stuff with like, oh, if it's a family, it's like the Joneses or what, like, but it didn't look correct no matter what I did, so. Pet of Madame Claus it is. Yogurt is Yogi, Yoga Man, Stinky Yogurt Baby, Bubba, Nugget, Booger, yeah. A squirrel and a bat. That's a possibility as well. Both of those are on the wheel. Any last minute names for Bubbles? Alternate names. I'm going to add in a quick layer of color of like a greenish blue. Just for fun on the shell top. And I think the spots on the fins as well, just for fun. Because why not? And then I'll erase the top to make it look like a bit of a highlight. Because I will change the background back to white at the end. Anyone sees potential for a story? Feel free to tell any stories you would like about any of these characters, or make your own as well to play in their world. I'd love to see it and read it. I know my niece would probably love a show about animal hybrids. Alright. I think that'll do it for Bubbles, unless anybody has any last nicknames they want to throw in, or any other animals they'd like to see me add to the wheel before I spin for the next one. Only an hour in, we're chugging along with 3 hybrids. Could easily get 3 more, and then a quick redo of Salami to try to make Salami actually cute and not nightmare-inducing. Shelly, that's a good one. Half Avatar, half Pokemon would be cool for a show. Alpha Log. Shelly. And then since we're doing SpongeBob, I'm gonna put Boo Boo Keys. Because I like that. It's funny. Bumpy. Bumpy is cute. There. I think that's a good start to all the pet nicknames. I think that's a good one. Alright, I'm pretty happy with Bubbles. Simple, but cute. I'm a big fan of this smile shape. I think that makes the whole thing work. What a baby. Alright. Let's get that wheel open and spin, spin, spin. Alright, let's go. What's up next? Kangaroo. That's a fun one. Oh, let me combine these and get rid of that. Okay. New layer. Kangaroo. Plus... Squishy was the only one I didn't add, but that is a good name. Oh, we already did Owl. I'm gonna let... I thought it would eke into Butterfly. Okay. Owl I did say I wanted to leave on the wheel because I think it could make for interesting combinations. So, I think this is better than like Swordfish, Clownfish. I think this is doable, but I'm gonna let the chat decide. Do we want to do another Owl hybrid right now, or do we want to respin for the second animal? So I think this could potentially be pretty cute. I could do a different owl. It doesn't have to be a snowy owl. It could be something else. Be a pygmy owl or a barn owl or something completely different. Great horned owl. Ooh, great horned owl might work. Oh, you know what? I just realized the snowy owl I did has like horns on its head. But I think snowy owls have round heads. But we're leaving that. Oh, we're not going to fix that. Because it's cute. A ghost owl. Do it. Use a ghost owl. Let me look up ghost owl real quick. A different owl. Ghost owl, barn owl. Yeah, they're freaky, but I could make them cute. Oh, the great Patu with that big mouth. The scary, like... I can't do it. An Australian owl. Sorry, I'm just like blankly staring at pictures of barn owls and getting creeped out. Is that a type of owl, Australian owl, or are there a few different Australian species? If I look up Australian owl, it literally says powerful owl. Is that a type of owl? Powerful owl? What a great name. I'm looking for very iconic looking owls. I think barn owl is creepy, but they are iconic and they have this cool like heart-shaped face. I think something interesting could be done there with the big eyes and the like heart-shaped face and the teeny tiny beak. Or really big eyes also. Pygmy owls are very cute. Alright, we're going to start with a kangaroo base and then we're going to figure it out from there. Let me just look at a kangaroo, get something on the canvas, and we'll figure it out as we go. Not a wallaby, as cute as they are. I think a kangaroo with a little kangaroo in its pouch and both have like owl faces would be kind of fun. I'm just using this Google Images search real quick. I'm not going to flesh out the head shape because this is going to change to a beak, I'm sure, at some point, but the eye goes about here. Kangaroo about here. Hello, how we doing this evening? Trying to see how these elements fit. Big round butt like this. Oh, I need a better look at how kangaroo legs look when they jump. Because I'd like to do a jumping pose. Oh, that's good. Make the ears fluffy. Yeah, I will. I'm getting the kind of the basic kangaroo shape in here. It could be jumping and flying. Like, let me think. This needs to be redone. It could have the ears back, and it's like, here's the chest, here's the neck, the back end of it, and it's got these wildly giant long legs that could end in claws. They could have talons, right? This is a really, really bad sketch, but it's just to get some ideas cooking. Right, this is more or less kangaroo shape. And then the arms would go here if we were doing a kangaroo, but it could also be wings if it's an owl. Oh, by the way, I have this giant wheel covering half my screen. Okay. I'm glad I haven't done that much work on this, so it's not like we were missing anything, but I didn't have OBS open. My apologies. Juniper Jumperoo. Aw. That's cute. Remove the wheel. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I knew my chat would have my back if I messed something up like that. We could do a wing extended here. Wings like this. And then in the pouch is a little baby of some kind. And then should it still have, because it looks kind of freaky without having the little claws in front, or the paws in front. So maybe we'll keep the paws in addition to the wings because I think it looks cuter like that. Like, it's a little weird to have front paws and wings, but I think it just looks cuter. But if everybody hates it, I will omit the paws, but I just think it looks cuter. And then plus we can have, ooh, they could have claws too. And then we could have little claws sticking out of the pouch. Or we could see Timmy ears. I'll have Timmy stick out. Don't you worry. We'll be able to see Timmy. What I could do is also kick these legs back quite a bit more. Like that. And then we really get a little bit more. And then I could make Timmy's head a little bit bigger. This is quite a bit bigger than the pouch would actually be, but it can be cartoony. That's fine. Jumpstart. Aww. This looks like a mythical creature. Yeah, this is a mythical Australian creature. And we'll do, I think, a very excited, happy open beak. And then maybe I think a big owl eye would be good. But what do I want to do about the ears? Maybe make them fluffy and feathery ears. So it's like big feather, horned owl kind of ears, but just giant. Tufts of feather rather than... I think that's okay. It looks a little silly, but it's also kind of cute. I think it's okay if it's silly if it's cute. I think that's my logic. And I'm also just winging, haha, how wings look. I'm not looking up too much reference, so the bird experts can come harass me about how incorrect the wings are. That's fine. Make this a new mythical creature. Yeah, any Australians in the chat want to weigh in? Jerome Jumpstart. I like Jumpstart for sure. And we'll have Mama looking like this. And then Baby can have little teeny weeny fluffy ears like that. Little baby ones, but much bigger proportionally eyes. And is like looking down at the ground like, whoa! Also excited. Little tiny beak though. Fluffy cheeks. We're gonna have the feathery fluff extend up here too. Oh wait, if it's jumping up, the fluff would be going this way. Because the wind would be like that. So we're gonna have the fluff down. And the ears would be flapping a little bit more this way. Juniper, Jumperoo, and Jerome Jumpstart. Aw. Juniper. I just want to remember. Jumperoo. Jerome. I'll make it look better when I do the final art. I just didn't want to forget. That's cute. I like that. No, I like the J's. I like the alliteration. I think that's cute. What a stream about only aliens. Ooh, like making up aliens as I go. I think that'd be kind of fun. I admit I'm a sucker for doing the animals because they're the most fun for me, but coming up with aliens could be fun too. I think this is good. And it's not even a specific type of owl, but I think that's okay. I think it looks owly enough. We'll put some feathers in the front of the chest here too. And then maybe these could be full-on claws, perhaps. Or let me look up kangaroo back legs. Google, show me just the back leg of a kangaroo. The hind limb. And then their snout shape is a little bit almost camel-y, but I'm gonna leave it like this to make it owl-like. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna keep the back legs kangaroo legs because we're starting to lose the kangaroo. It's becoming more owl. We want to keep some of the kangaroo-ness. But I will make these paws kangaroo paws, but with talons on them. I think that's a good in-between. They'll be a little pointier and sharper than the real deal. Get some nice talons in there. Some real sharp looking talons. Think that'll work. Martians from Mars Attack or ET. Oh yeah. It's the family tradition to have only J's in the name. I have a friend who the family naming tradition was first name M, middle name J. So it's her brother and sister all have first name M, middle name J names. And I think also her niece is the same. That'll work. I'm overthinking the talent. This one's a little wonky. This one's got to come out like here. I just didn't want it running into the other one, but I think that's fine. Overthinking it now. And it'll all come together when I do the cleanup sketch anyway. But I think this is a good enough start for a sketch, a rough sketch. I'll clean it up. It'll all come together. Just you watch. Work my magic here. the sea and owl stream. Yeah, the wheel is picking a theme for us, and it's aquatic animals and owls. The stream is deciding the fate of everything, but I will remove owl from the wheel. Now that it's come up twice, I think that's fair. It's enough for one stream. All right, now to tidy this all up and make it make sense. I should, on my own time, practice drawing wings more, but I think my simplified version of wings is okay. Like, I think it's serving the purpose here. I think we can all tell that that's a wing. But I know there's some learning I gotta do that'll make my wings even nicer looking. Just don't want to bog down the stream in too much relearning the basics kind of stuff. There we go. Do some cute little chest feathers up front here. Yeah, they're just used to make them go faster, propel faster. And you know, if T-Rexes could have little tiny arms that probably weren't good for very much, why can't mythical kangaroo owls? Why not? Have they ever found out what the T-Rex arms are for? Because I've heard everything from, like, scratching, hugging, whatever. I forget what the other explanations I've heard were. Or if they were just supposed to be longer arms and just came out weird and tiny. A worm and a snake. The T-Rexes were tickling each other. Perhaps, perhaps. I mean, what else are silly little arms for, huh? Explains why they're that size. I haven't been to see Sue the T-Rex at the Chicago Field Museum in a while. I had someone come visit not that long ago, a close friend. I was going to take them to the Field Museum. We ended up not going, but that is a cool exhibit. If you're ever in Chicago, check out Sue the T-Rex. I think she's still there. I don't think she's gone anywhere. What about kangaroo and an ostrich? Oh, that would be an interesting combo. Maybe I'll add ostrich to the wheel. We could use some more bird representation that's not an owl. I don't think there's any other birds on there currently. We'll see Sue next time. Yeah, she'll be here a while. A roadrunner and an ostrich. Ooh. Another good idea. And the otters, yeah. Yeah, the otters were actually ottering last time I was there, which was nice. Sometimes you go and there's just no otters, and it ruins the whole day. Really, that's what I'm there to see. The belugas and the otters. Though it's kind of a ripoff. They have these, like, experience an otter, like, touch an otter's hand thing, whatever, and they charge, like, a crazy amount for it, like, over $100. I think it was even more outrageous than that, but let's just call it $100. Add Puffin to the wheel. Aw, yeah, that's a good idea. Though it is getting closer to the end of it, but you know what? I'm gonna screenshot and save this wheel and use it for... I think next stream I'll do a mix of I'll do like 1 or 2 requests from the request pile, and then a couple hybrids. I think I'll do a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, because I am liking the hybrid animals, but just trying to do some variety of things. I can't remember what the exact cost is, but basically it's just you get to pet an otter's hand, his little paw through like a hole. You just like grab an otter's hand. It's not even like you get to hang out with the otters all day, you know? Like, I would do it if it was like $50 or something, but pufferfish is good. Pufferfish, puffin. Pufferfish, puffin, ostrich. Let's add those to the wheel. Nice big eye here. And we still have to do a salami redesign. Remember that. So I think maybe I'll do one more really good in-depth hybrid, and then you pay so much to hold an otter's hand. I would too, but like, I don't know, over $50, it's kind of like, listen. If I don't get to scoop up an otter in my arms and feed it treats, like, what am I paying for? You're easily scammed for cute things. We're gonna redo the name. Juniper. Do it all in cursive to make it extra fancy. Plus I like the cursive J, I think it looks cute. Jumparoo. And Jerome. Jumparoo. Oh wait, Jerome Jumpstart. And they're both the Jumparoos, but I like how that fits better on the screen than adding in Jumperoo at the end. But that's his first and middle. Mama and baby. We'll get rid of that layer. That's pretty cute. And I think similarly we'll do one more little pop of color, because I want to do maybe orange eyes. So I think that'll be cute. Like so. And then do some white shines on top, just to make it really pop. They look so cute. Otter and a platypus, that'd be cute. Otter hugs would be worth the money, yeah. Otter and a beaver would be a good one. All very sound ideas. All right, let me put Juniper and Jerome Jumparoo on the screen here. On the screen here. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm losing it. Alright. And then let me take a sip of my little drink here. And we'll do one more spin for one more like thought out planned hybrid. And then we're going to do that salami redesign before I forget. You like the nice chill vibes of the stream? Your anxieties? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad this can be a peaceful, chill place for you to exist for a bit. Skunk and something cute. We're gonna keep Skunk on the wheel, and I'll keep doing animal hybrids for like half the stream for the next couple streams, and then sketch requests from the never-ending sketch list. So we will have chances for Skunk. And yes, we'll review all the hybrids that I've drawn at the end of the stream as well. Let's reveal that wheel. Put that over here. I could put this in the center of the screen. Doesn't really matter. All right, let's spin. So calm and crazy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I like curating a chill atmosphere. Gecko. Excited about Gecko. Gecko. Plus. And should I take kangaroo off the wheel? I won't for now. Because I think there could be other combinations of kangaroo that'd be good, but I wouldn't do it on this stream. Gecko otter. I like this combo. This could be interesting because they both have kind of wiggly bodies. Okay. this I could have some fun with. All right, let me hide the wheel. Okay, wheel hidden. Let me think this through. Let me close all these like 6 tabs I have open of owl, bear, swordfish, kangaroo, kangaroo, pygmy owl, kangaroo, kangaroo foot. Okay. Gecko. I definitely am imagining it like kind of shimmying up a wall and making a kind of squiggly S shape with its body, but having the body be like an otter swimming upwards S shape. So I think maybe an otter. Oh, do I want an otter face on a gecko body? I think that's cuter than. But I could do like the little slit pupils for the eyes and like a long tongue too. Okay, I got this, I think. Gecko climbing up wall. That's going to be the base, is the gecko climbing up the wall, and then we're going to otterfy it. Because I see, in my mind's eye, I see what I want. What famous movies through the decades? I could do that as well. Image in new tab. Alright, the reference picture I'm looking at is actually like a piece of like wall decor and not a photo of a gecko, but it gives me an idea of the shape I want. I see it. Otter face with gecko eyes. Yeah. That's the move, I think. So the head will go here. I'm trying to think of how to place it. One eye here. One eye here. Otter nose. I want like it licking its eyeball. Like a gecko. And then the neck can go here. And then it transitions into this S shape body with a chubby little tummy. Let me really zoom out so I can get an idea of the body shape. Let's see. Let's see. The gecko I'm looking at goes kind of like this and then back out and does a tail like this, but I even want it to go like this. I'll have a gecko tail. Then gecko feet. I might make the feet smaller, but I'm just trying to figure out the pose right now. No, maybe the pose that the wall art had it was right. I can create posters for each movie. That'd be kind of fun to do, like a fan art movie poster. Okay, we're gonna exaggerate this tail. Have it curl up a little bit more than maybe it would in real life. And then gecko feet. We're gonna do 4. I think there's 5 on each foot, but I think 4 looks a little cuter and cartoonier. So we're gonna do 4, kind of like Disney princesses with 3 fingers instead of 4 kind of thing. Simpler looking, cuter. I do that on a lot of my cartoons, is 3 fingers instead of 4. It just looks better. We'll make the head bigger because I think it'll be cuter if the head's bigger. But, and then this leg can be just a smidge lower with the gecko toes. I really want the head to be cute. That's very important to me. So we're going to focus on that next. But I think that's an okay start for the body pose. I gotta fix this arm, though, or this leg. This one's, like, not great. 1, 2, 3, 4 sticky toes. And then I want that head to be really big and cute. I want him to be kind of looking around the other way. Like, maybe Felix the cat eye inspiration, which is both gecko and kind of cat-like, kind of like toothless. That's the idea. Like, want him to look a little weird, but in a cute way. He's like a little bit creepy with it, but in an endearing way. Like Alien Stitch. He's just a little creepy, but he's cute. Maybe a little overly ambitious to try to finish in the next few minutes, but I'm gonna do my best. I definitely want him licking his eyeball because I think that's cute and silly. And I think their eyelids even go up like that when they do it, but... Or no, they don't have eyelids, that's why it's licking its eye. Right? Did I remember my animal facts correctly? Why do geckos lick their eyes? Keep the skin of the eyes moist because... Oh, they don't have eyelids. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was right. Okay. Let me look up these other gecko spot patterns and things to get an idea of what kind of spots and stripes. Ooh, I like this one that's just kind of stripy. Can we get an image that's not 100 pixels wide? Thanks. Okay, that's better. Stripy and then spotty. And the feet have... Okay. So it's like 3 regular toes and then kind of... Well, it's 4, but... You know. And then one that's kind of like a thumb. Like that. And similarly, this one can go further back a bit. I'm gonna leave the ends of the toes a little squishy, even though geckos do have little like claws on them. Actually, that is a little oddery to have the little teeny claws. I kind of like that. But we are gonna keep the toes bulbous and silly looking. Because they are in real life, but I want to exaggerate them even a little bit. And then this should have more of like a thumb looking toe. Or finger, whatever. Gripper. And then his little otter ears can still be on his head. He can still have his weird diamond football kind of nose shape. Little snout. I don't know if the slit eyes are creepy or cute, but maybe... Let me think. If I tilt the head this way and actually look at it and make it cuter. Let me think. Okay, if I actually look at it and fix the eyes and make them the correct shape, it'll be cuter. I think if I do that, it's less creepy, because one's fully looking to the right, and it's a little bit like the Felix the Cat clocks that tick the eyes back and forth, with a little bit of white showing on this side to make it so there's still slits, but it's less creepy. I think that's a good compromise. Because we want them to be mostly cute, but just a little weird. Adding a smile helps with the cuteness. Get the tongue on the eyeball there. Okay, I think we're on to something. I think the head should proportionally still be bigger, so I'm going to make these, at least the front legs, a little bit smaller. I think that'll help with the cuteness. Like that. And then I want this leg more like it's climbing the wall, so a little bit more out. Maybe, let me look at this photo. A geck nose. I think it'll look more gecko-y with spots and stuff on it in a minute. I'm just thinking. If this one's up and this one should be up like this. And then this one should be Look at that. Make them round sharp. Yeah, the claws. They'll be rounded, like, I think that's a good idea too. No harsh edges on this guy to make him extra cute. Everything's gonna squish. Like the pointy elbows will be rounded out. And I think that'll add to the cute appeal. And to simplify the spots, we're just gonna do a couple. It's gonna like start small and then get bigger a little further down the body. And then the spots kind of morph into stripes where they get so big here that it's just like a stripe shape. So I guess I'll do the same thing. Where it's like that. They just kind of morph into stripes. Make these spots a little bit bigger up here. Stickerly Lickerly. It's not a bad name. We'll add a heavier eyelid to imply eyelashes without, we don't have to draw eyelashes for her to be a lady. Round little claws. I want the belly to be a little bit rounder like that. I think the arm should be a little bit thicker, and then I want to bring this arm off the body a little bit, like so. I don't want anything really touching anything else. I think that looks like an otter gecko. That's a good combo. Maybe even make the back legs just a smidge smaller. Not too much. But like there. That one's more or less the same size, but a little smaller. Like so. Okay, I'm more or less happy with that. I'm gonna try just warping, pinching and pulling, and ooh, I already like the shape that made just by pulling it up. Have it kind of pointing back at its own face, so it does this little, or I could have it go down like that, but that takes up too much canvas space, so I think I'm okay with that. Let's lower the opacity and see what we can do cleaning this up and make it look shiny. Stickerly Lickery. Let's do this little squishy mouth shape first, and then bring the tongue up from there. It's kind of a thick tongue for a gecko. Maybe more bulbous at the end and a little thinner where it comes out of the mouth. Like that. That's better. Little snout shape. Sci-fi vehicles that look like animals. Vehicles is not something you will see me do on this stream anytime soon. It's a weak point for me. And I know it means it's something I should be working on. But since the stream is a place where I go to draw things that are fun and chill for me to draw, probably not going to see cars or vehicles on my stream anytime soon because I struggle with them a lot. I only begrudgingly draw vehicles when I need to for client work. But I'd rather not in general. They're just very difficult for me. Sorry, I just went silent. Just focusing on, like, I feel like my jaw's hanging open. I'm like, while I focus on trying to get the curve of this tail. I think that's an okay line for that. Beautiful. Let's outline these lines. I'll erase the overlap here in a second. And then these I'll make solid color because I'm gonna, you know, I'll do the lines in black as well. And the spots. Maybe I'll make them a little bit more unusual shape instead of just ovals. I think that makes them a little more interesting. A little blobbier, perhaps. And this isn't a very detailed, you know, representation of what gecko spots would look like anyhow, but I'm just simplifying. And then we'll have just enough time to do a salami redesign before I get out of here. I think that'll go well. I'll have to look up pictures of Gary in a moment here. Justice for salami. Do some nice round claws on the toesies. Nice round bulbous toes. There we go. I think a fun stream to do too would be like either you know, mash up two fandoms like I've done for YouTube videos before, where it's like, you know, Kirby eating different characters and what that would look like, or I don't know, fantasy animal mixed with real animal. There's potential for the wheel and mixing and matching and having to think up what these things look like on the fly. There's lots of potential. A salami makeover? Yes. Yes, queen. She's getting her face did, body did. Little otter ear. Oop. And what was the name that was decided? It was like Lickety Splickety or something? I can't even remember now. Stickerly Lickery. I see her. Stickerly Lickery. That's her name. And then I want to do this line here. Then I think the only accent color I want to do is just touches of like a yellowish green for the eye. I think it'd be kind of cute. Do some really funky color eyes. And then I could do some of the stripe action down here. Like all this on the bottom end of the tail can be yellowy green, and then I'll fix that black so it's not so crusty looking on the tail there. And that'll do for this quick sketch. Hybrid of a gecko and an otter. I think those two match well. Like I think if I really sat with this idea, there would be a way to make some really interesting shapes out of a gecko otter hybrid. But this is a good rough start. I'm actually pretty happy with that. It's a little bit creepy, it's a little bit cute. Kind of what you expect for a random animal hybrid. I'm gonna take one more sip of my Diet Coke and pull up some pictures of Gary the snail. Hello! Thanks for popping in. I'm working on, excuse me, I'll show you the wheel I had open. This picker wheel with all these animals on it. I've been spinning it this stream and last to come up with animal hybrid ideas, and I've been sketching them. This is the last like one of the night that I'm going to put any thought into, and then I'm redoing. Let me pull up old salami here. A frog and a lizard would be cute. Highlighter yellow. Yeah, I like it. I did this one that was a slug and a llama. We named Salami, right? And it's the stuff of nightmares. So I'm using the last few minutes of tonight's stream to honor Salami with a makeover. Inspired by Gary from SpongeBob, because I thought that was a good idea. I think it was Leafy Kitty that suggested that. So we're going to try to give Salami a do-over. A llama slug, if you couldn't tell. Anthropomorphizing inanimate objects. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, Salami is not great, right? So I'm going to pull up pictures of Gary from SpongeBob. And I'm going to see what I can do. A slug llama. First of all, the body of Gary having that little wiggle on the bottom, automatically cuter than just a flat bottom, because it doesn't look like we amputated the legs off a llama. So, wiggly, already off to a good start. Let me roughly sketch some things. Get a feel. Okay. I'm looking at Gary. I'm just going to quickly do a sketch of Gary just to figure things out. If Gary had no shell, if Gary had no shell, and it was just a slug body, it wouldn't be very high up off the ground because his nose is like here. So he could have a little hump like that. And then eyes. But then how do I add the llama-ness to this? Let me look up cartoon llama. So we want this one to be cute. I think beady eyes, very simplified. That's cute. Okay. Cute and not too long, because I think making the neck too long makes it kind of creepy. If I make it really long, it's like... Oh, and add the Gary eyes on top. I'm going to try an A and a B, because I want to see if this beady eye thing that I have cooking in my brain is going to work, or if it's just going to look ridiculous. Okay, so we have the slug body, and we could do beady eyes like that, and have some fluff, and have it be kind of cutesy and simplified like that, you know, with a wiggly little body and like a little butt. And that's something. It's already an improvement over what we had before, right? Or we could do the same thing and have the long neck and have the fluff, but then we have like the Gary eyes coming out of the top and make the eyes really cutesy. Maybe crossed eyes, very cutesy, happy smile, some fluff for the hair in the middle. We need to add a little bit more llama to it, but it's a start, right? Some fluff out the sides maybe, and then maybe some llama ears. I don't know. I'm throwing things out. What do we think of these? Cute. Oh, you like, alright, we have A. We have B. We could omit the ears too. That's optional. I'm just kind of throwing things out that I think might be cute. Because I like this face, but I don't know how well it kind of blends into the slug body. And the eyes obviously blend into the slug body here and the little smile. But I don't know about the ears. You like A? Yeah, I think A is going to work. Alright, let me look up llama ears. You like A more? Okay, we're rocking with A. It's been decided. I want to look at how fuzzy these ears can get. That's a good look. A. It has been decided. Salami, you're getting a makeover. Let's refine this a little bit. I like how simple the hair is here, actually. This tuft with, like, the visible curls. I think this is actually pretty cute. So I'm going to leave that intact as, like, a simple thing. But I want to change the ears to be a little bit more defined and a little fuzzier. So we're going to add a little fuzz on the outside of the ears. A little fuzz on the inside of the ears. Just a touch. snout line. I don't want to do the whole, like, if I do color, I just do a lighter color where the snout is. Like an oval. And then we can do some spots. Just a couple. Just like 3 or 4. I can also get rid of the spots if nobody likes them, but I kind of like just having just a couple spots. Should we add those Asian clothes on those llamas? Chat screams A. Ah! Just softening everything up here. I don't want any hard edges anywhere on this salami. Salami is round and huggable and everyone's friend. Don't have any friends? Salami's your friend now. You like the spots? All right, we're rocking with the spots. Okay, and I want to just quickly take this body here and pull this down so it's a little bit more flat across the bottom, because it was a little going up like that on an angle. You like the spots? Me too. Awesome. All right, do we want to see anything else added? I think a little bit of a highlight to the beady eyes. But I think otherwise, this is much cuter than round 1. Not disturbing to look at. I think it's not bad. You want to color him? I'll make a high-res black and white one, and as soon as the stream ends, I will put it on my Twitter and Instagram. I did post the other hybrids on Twitter, but not Instagram. I wanted to do one big carousel with all of them. But I think I'll just dump this one on Twitter and Instagram after this stream, so that if you do want to color Salami, you should have a high-res version to do that. We also see the otter bat. You know what? I'll save that for top of next stream. I'll even write a note to myself here where this fixed salami note is. I'm going to make a new note. Otter bat. Unless you meant viewing the old ones, but I do want to do like a vampire bat. Very badly. Like with the little pig nose and stuff. I think that would be cute. I want to revisit that idea. So either way, yes. I will show off the old and new animal hybrids that I've done on stream so far. And top of next stream, that'll be like my quick warm-up sketch, is like vampire bat otter, because I would like to see that. You want to see the old one? I'll show off the old ones. We'll go through all of them. Nice thick lines too, it'll be fun for coloring. I'll even make the spots hollow so you can pick the colors. And on my Twitter, I'll link to, like, I'll upload the full thing to Imager. So you'll have the high-res download link as well. If you would like to color Salami. I'd love to see it. Little highlight. It's not the cleanest line, so if you use the fill bucket tool, it might be a little messy, but if you use it as a layer and on top of things, or actually color with markers or colored pencils or something, it won't be a problem. But for digital coloring, it might be a little tough because of all these little gaps and things. So if I were to color it, I would put it on a new layer and then color underneath, because using the fill bucket's going to be kind of ugly. Does it go meow? It could. Yeah, Salami's a lot better. Look at that. I'm gonna... Ooh. Maybe I'll make just a snout line like this. And then I'll leave it up to your discretion to how you want to color or handle the snout. If you want it to all be one color or multicolor or what have you. I think that'll work just fine. And for me, I'm going to make the rest of Salami darker. And then just the muzzle will be lighter. Ooh, is this not on the right layer? What happened here? Okay. And then to make it easier, I can set this to reference. And then if you color on a layer underneath, it'll refer to the lines above. And you can do stuff like that. And then I'm just going to erase where the muzzle is. Another Procreate quick tip. I see the chat going out of the corner of my eye. I haven't responded. Sorry. I'm in the zone trying to fix up old Salami. And I'll make this lighter because I'm going to make the background white and it's going to look really dark here in a second. Let's do white. See how dark that looks? Woo! We'll hide this old Salami. We don't need to see that. I'm going to lower the opacity. There we go. Isn't that nicer? Isn't that so much nicer? I'm going to cut and paste this on a new layer so we get a clean view of Salami. Look at that. Let's see. You're learning live 2D. You're just like, you'd be so jiggly. Aw. This Salami is your friend. Yeah, the old Salami, judgmental. Thought they were better than you. Much better. So cute. Thank you. You found an iDog at your job today. Conveniently, employees are allowed to buy things for a few days starting today. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad you got it. Oh, of course. We gotta add Salami's name on. How could I forget? Salami. And we'll put a heart for the eye. Because this is a Salami that's full of love. This is a Salami that's your friend. I'm gonna thin out the ear just a little bit up here because it's making me crazy that it's so much thicker than the other one. Maybe I'll go from the outside. But yes, I'll upload this version. And then, sorry, I'm getting picky on my own sketch. Whoops, I have to make it full opacity for a sec. There we go. I'll upload this version that has like this very light grit. It's super light on the stream end, but it's a little bit darker like that. I'll upload this version that has grayscale shading, coloring, and then on the second slide or post or whatever, it'll just be the black and white. So if anybody would like to take their hand at coloring Salami, I would love to see that. Yeah, Salami is full of love. They're everyone's friend. But yeah, I'll upload both to social media after the stream. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, we're gonna recap what we've worked on. I guess we'll do today's first and we'll go back in time. So today, Salami. Oh, you happened to find the iDog. It fell out of its carrying case. Look to see what fell. You got very lucky. They're really cool, the iDogs. Very lucky. Congrats. Here's Salami. Slug Llama. Much improved. Not cursed anymore. We have Gecko Otter, who is slightly cursed, but I think in an interesting way. Like, I would approach this creature, and they're not judging me. They're just a little weird with it. We have Juniper Jumperoo and Jerome Jumpstart Jumperoo, the Owl Kangaroo hybrids. I like how these came out, too. We have Bubbles, aka Pebble, Squeaky, Marshmallow, Shelly, Boo Boo Keys, Bumpy, and I think Squishy was another one. And they are a pet of Madame Claus. Now, who is Madame Claus, you may be asking? Madame Claus is a swordfish crab hybrid whose colors look incredibly dark right now, but I put it all in one layer, so we're just going to leave that alone. Highly inspired by Mr. Krabs. And then, last but not least, from today's stream, we have Hootie Huda Featherlings, the Panda Owl hybrid. And yes, we did roll 2 different owl hybrids in the same stream. What color would you make Salami? Would I make Salami? I think I would make Salami like a pastel yellow with like pink spots. So it's like a strawberry banana color scheme. That would be my preference. But there's so many color combos that could work because there's so many colors of slugs in the world. She is the moment, yes. She is the moment. She is beauty. She is grace. And then I'm going to leave Salami on this one. And then we're going to go through the old ones. So this is the original Salami.
Not great. Um, this is Jeffrey Bark, who I love, a Shark Bee hybrid, if you can't tell. Salami. We won't mention old Salami again. Stuart, who is the thumbnail for today's stream, a sloth. I can't remember what kind of fish. Does it matter? A sloth. Oh, goldfish. That was what he was. He was a goldfish hybrid. Mouster Webbs, Webster, the jumping spider mouse. It was just spider mouse, but I thought jumping spider would be the cutest. We have Wibby Montgomery, the grouchy iguana mimic octopus hybrid. Again, it just said octopus, but I thought mimic would be the cool one with the black and white stripes and whatnot. And then we have Stumpy McFetchery, the dog beaver hybrid from the last stream, who I really like. This was my niece's idea, so shout out to my niece. And then previously, we had all of these hybrids. We have Mr. Grumbles, the Persian cat rockhopper penguin hybrid. We have Jelly Bean, the snail jellyfish hybrid. She looks like the tuna mascot. Yeah, but we have Trish Chomper, the crocodile chicken hybrid. We have Thudwick, the dog moose hybrid, and we have Squeak, the mouse otter hybrid that is 90% mouse, 10% otter, just has the otter nose and squish mouth. And I guess the paws, and holding his favorite thing, but mostly mouse. And those were the hybrids from a few streams ago. And then last but not least, we have what spawned this whole thing is just on a whim one stream. I thought it would be fun to do some bat otter hybrids. And so we have a couple and then some that are just otters. It was kind of loose warming up, improving. And I had so much fun with these that I thought it would be fun to do more. So I would love to expand on, there's like that vampire bat otter in the bottom corner. I think I can do better than that. I'm going to think on that and bring that to the next stream. But this is the one that got furthest with the color and whatnot. So we've done quite a few hybrids. This week I'll upload this page and the hybrids that I haven't yet uploaded to Twitter. I'll put them all up on Instagram. I want to do like a big carousel with all of them in it. But tonight I'm going to upload Salami with and without. I'm just going to upload Salami without any shading. That way if anybody wants to color Salami, feel free to tag me and let me know you did. Make them marketable plushies. Yeah, if I had the money to invest in plushies, rest assured I would. You missed the first half of the second one. Okay, you mean these ones? Stumpy McFetchery ones? Jeffrey Bark? I'm gonna go through them one more time, why not? Salami, Evil Salami. I said I wouldn't mention them again, but here we are. Stuart. Mouster Webbs. Wibby Montgomery. And Stumpy McFetchery. So we've done a lot of hybrids. I'm going to end the stream with Salami, new and improved, made over Salami. Oh, when you first came here? Let's see. What did we miss? We're going to run through these. Salami. Stickerly Lickery. Juniper Jumperoo and Jerome Jumpstart Jumperoo. Bubbles. Madam Claus. And Hootie Huda Featherlings. A few streams ago. What was the ones I did a few streams ago? Oh, it was these ones. These were all the ones I did on that stream, all in one sheet. Mr. Grumbles, Jellybean, Trish Chomper, Thudwick, and Squeak. And then the Otter Bat ones. So I think that's all the hybrids so far, and I will have all of them on social media eventually. They remind me of Neopets. They should. That's my big inspo, is Neopets. But I'll leave you all with this friend. I'm going to put the screen down so my face isn't illuminated scarily. Thank you all for joining me on the second round of animal hybrid mashups. Next stream, I think I'll do like the first hour. I'll do like maybe 2 or 3 of these, and then I'll do like 1 or 2 stream requests from the list because I haven't done those in a few weeks now. So yeah, I'll do a little bit of A, a little bit of B. I'll see you all in 1 week's time, same place, and I hope to see you in the comment section of my social media talking about how much you love salami. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Peace!